Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why my plants are constantly looking like crap. And I do want to preface this video by saying I don't think that my plants actually look that bad, but I do get a lot of comments all the time just letting me know that I should probably water my houseplants. So I thought in today's video I would go around my apartment, show you guys some plants that aren't looking so great, and just talk about maybe why they're not looking so great. Before I do go around to the individual plants, I will also talk to you guys a little bit about my care routine and basically why some of these plants look the way they do every once in a while. Before we do get into today's video though, if you guys are not already subscribed, definitely click that button down below. Also, if you want to enter the giveaway to win a $20 Amazon gift card, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also leave a comment down below. With that being said, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's giveaway. Email me at lulusleaves@gmail.com to claim your prize. I do also want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Case Nova. I was sent some really awesome phone cases. I used to be obsessed with phone cases, but I was constantly switching my phones. And now that I have found a phone that I really love, I'm sticking with it for a while and I wanted to dress it up a little bit. So today I am matching my beautiful phone case here to my outfit. I actually got this thrifting recently. If you guys don't already know, I absolutely love glittery stuff, but they also sent me these beautiful other cases that I am absolutely loving. I thought I would get a few that really suited my personality and some that you guys might like as well. I also got this super adorable AirPods case. It's in the shape of an Oreo. It says Oreo on it. I think it is so cute. If you guys want to buy some phone cases for yourself, definitely check out the link in the description down below. I'm really loving the way that they're looking on my phone, and they seem to be super duper protective without being too bulky, which is a really nice feature when it comes to your phone cases. With all of that out of the way, let's get straight on into today's video. So right off the bat, I do want to mention that when you have as many houseplants as I do, it does become really difficult to take such great care of each and every one of them all the time. And I know that that is not the greatest thing, but you know, we do get sucked into buying so many houseplants and we want our places to look like little jungles. So it unfortunately is going to happen where you're just not going to be able to give each individual plant the best care you possibly can. With that being said, I do try to water my plants when they need it, and I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job. I have noticed for the most part that I am not someone who can take care of plants that require a lot of work. And what I mean by that is a lot of watering or a lot of humidity. Those plants just don't really do well in my care. And I have either killed them or I avoid buying them altogether. But that's just how I personally do it. You know what? There are so many people out there that can take care of these plants that have higher or more difficult requirements, and good on you if you can do that, but that's just not me. And that is one of the reasons why you see a lot of plants in my care that look a little bit sad. Another reason some of my houseplants look sad is because I wait a long time to water them. And the reason that I do this for the most part is because I'm really trying to avoid root rot. Root rot is one of the biggest killers of houseplants. If you guys have not already dealt with root rot yourself, you will probably deal with it in some way or another while you're collecting plants. And that's just super normal. So don't feel bad if you're experiencing root rot right now. I also would love it if you guys would let me know down below if you guys want me to make a full in-depth video on how I know when to water, how to avoid root rot, that kind of subject. Let me know if you guys want to see that because I can totally make a dedicated video. But basically what I do is I wait as long as possible to water my houseplants to avoid oversaturating the roots. If you're constantly watering your houseplants and they have no time to breathe, you are going to encounter root rot because that's just what happens when not enough oxygen gets to the roots. If I come up to my plants and the soil is dry, but I'm not seeing any sort of reaction from the leaves yet, whether that's curling or wrinkling. If it's a Hoya, I will leave it. And because I leave it, sometimes my plants do look a little sadder than usual because maybe I didn't get to water them, but I will be in the next, day or so. But by not watering the soil when it's dry or almost dry and waiting until those leaves look a little bit dehydrated, I am letting those roots breathe a little bit, and when they do eventually get a drink of water, they're really super happy. So that is why the leaves often look wrinkly or really curled in a lot of my videos. It's just because I haven't gotten there yet. It's not because I think that they look okay. I obviously understand that a plant that is a little bit wrinkly probably needs some water, or there's something going on with the roots. But with everything that I have going on, I don't always have the opportunity to get to it right as it's showing those signs. The last thing I will say before we go into the individual plants is that because I'm keeping plants that are more drought tolerant, them looking a little bit sad is not going to hurt them. While it does look a little bit scary because, they look like they're on the brink of death, they're really not. So just keep that in mind when I'm touring my place. If you ever see plants in my videos that look sad, unless I'm asking for advice, because honestly, I need advice a lot of the time, but usually I do know what's going on, I just haven't gotten there. With all of that out of the way, let's go into some individual plants. Before I do though, I just want to mention, I know this might come off a little harsh, I don't mean it to at all. It's honestly kind of funny to me, and I just want to explain myself to you guys. So don't take this video the wrong way, it's really lighthearted, I promise. So right here off the bat is one of the plants that definitely is looking a little bit sad. As you can see, there are dead leaves kind of all over the place. This is one that I definitely let go too long, but it hasn't really done anything for a while for me. I wouldn't be surprised if I haven't got more than 2 or 3 leaves on this plant since I bought it almost a year ago. So I do think that I need to repot this one and just check up on the roots. I think there might be a bigger issue here than just me neglecting to water it perfectly and on time. But I could be wrong. It could just be that these guys are a little bit thirsty than some of my other Hoyas. I do also need to keep in mind that it is in terracotta, which does wick away a lot more water than some other pots would. So it is going to dry out a lot faster too. I do want to make sure that I get this guy under control though, because it is one of my favorite Hoyas and I've had it for quite a while. So, it is pretty special to me at this point. But yeah. That's why that guy's looking a little sad. I also wanted to show you guys here, sorry if it's a bit echoey, I'm in the bathroom. But this here is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. This guy just up and died on me really recently. And unfortunately, this plant was going towards a trade, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anymore. But yeah, I don't know. This is one that I probably let go too long as well, but it also did have root rot when I got it, and it was always kind of a struggle to keep alive. So once I did put it into soil, I think it eventually did rot anyways. This one is kind of unfortunate though, just because it was such a beautiful little Florida Ghost. It was really, really pretty, and it is really sad to see it in such horrible condition. Beside it is actually my pitcher plant, which was doing really poorly, but recently I was actually able to get the pitchers back. And all that I did to do that is I've kept it in my bathroom here so that every time I shower, I can just water this plant. And I know I'm not watering it with the proper water, which would be like distilled water. I just don't have access to that right now, but I think it's still doing really well considering, I'm getting pictures back. The leaves are looking pretty good, other than some of the lower leaves there. Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty happy with this one. It was suffering and now it's obviously happier. Here we have my Antherium Regal. It's putting out a brand new leaf here, looking really nice, but this one also did suffer a lot. This one actually did not have to do with watering, which is, a first. In the case of this Antherium Regal, I actually put it into my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I think what happened is that it didn't get enough airflow. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% confident whether this is bacteria or lack of airflow. But if you guys know, if you're an expert on that kind of stuff, please feel free to comment down below, because I am a little bit, naive. It could be bacteria. But again, that's why it's in the bathroom here, kind of isolated from everything else. I'm gonna leave this leaf be and see if the bacteria or whatever transfers over to this leaf, because if it does, it probably means that it's a bacteria. But if not, there's enough airflow in here that that leaf should come out perfectly. So we're gonna leave the bathroom. So one that I totally forgot about actually is my Fiddly Fig behind me here. It's a little embarrassing, but I really don't think that there was anything I could have done. I probably could have watered this one a little bit more frequently, because they do like a little more water than most plants. But the biggest issue with this plant was definitely the fact that it had scale. Surprisingly, this plant has actually done okay since all of these other leaves fell off. I don't think I've had any other leaves fall off since I placed it here last. It is obviously looking very bare and a little bit ugly, but it is kind of doing its job filling up this space, so I am pretty happy with it still. As long as it keeps those leaves and hopefully continues to grow eventually, I will be okay with it. Here we have my Hoya Cartisi, which is really sad because this one looked really pretty at one time. But this one is obviously not doing the best, and I think there is something going on with the roots, because this plant was watered pretty frequently because it kept wrinkling. I just was a little bit worried that it wasn't getting enough water, and that just doesn't seem to be the issue. It does need some water now, so I will take it over to the sink. But quite honestly, I really don't think that this is the issue. There is the possibility that I just added a little bit too much perlite or a little bit too much bark to the mix. There's always that possibility, but Hoyas do really like a more chunky soil mixture. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this one. I may try to move it over to Leca, but I only spent about $10 on this plant. So worst case scenario, it's not the end of the world, but I would like to save it if I can. And then you guys have probably seen in my cabinet here, I have a lot of plants that have some curling leaves. In this case, all of these plants are actually propagating and don't have any roots. So the reason that these leaves are curling up like that is because they are not getting the hydration that they need, because they don't have any roots to absorb, the water. So I am really hoping that these guys root relatively soon. This one definitely needs to be repotted. Just look at those roots, and it's not super duper happy, but what are you gonna do? That's not my first priority right now. But I just wanted to let you guys know, if you're seeing these leaves curled in like this and you're wondering, what the heck is she doing? These guys are just propagating right now. So that is very, very common, especially with pothos like this or Syndapsis. Last on the list here, we have this poor Dracaena. Honestly, this plant was not mine. It was actually my boyfriend's mom's plant, and it never really made its way back to their house. They were in the middle of moving, and she thought she would pick this one up, but we did sort of neglect it, if we're being honest. It didn't really get enough light because there wasn't enough room for me to quarantine this plant how it needed to be quarantined, so it did really suffer. Although the roots did look actually okay when I repotted it a while ago. I just think that it probably suffered too much neglect to come back. So that's kind of where this one's at. It is looking okay. We lost one more leaf, but I'm not really expecting much. It's kind of just a placeholder in this corner right now so that I have some green. Well guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Thanks again so much to Case Nova for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, if you want to purchase a case, you can check out the link down below in the description. It will get you directly to their webpage where you can, check out and do all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's going to be all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment to be entered into the $20 Amazon gift card giveaway. That's going to be all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!